Begotten Son of the Most High, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, who is our mediator, our high priest, and our way back to the Father in these latter days. And that's via the Holy Spirit, Rachakudash, that comforts us, inspires us to continuously, repent, call on the names, and do these lessons, These lessons mark as, electronic epistles, In the ancient time, the epistles were written, by hand, and the Lord guided it to the necessary recipient. Well, in these times, the Lord has set up the internet, and through the Spirit, we utilize it to push the word. And through that, there's been a great awakening, which has the heathen nations, in a rush to complete their New World Order, And we're just about at the very end. We see the skirmishes, we see the wars and the rumors of wars, Somebody get that, wars and rumors of wars. That Matthew 24?
Yeah, 24.
Yep, out of Yahweh mouth. He told us that these would be the beginning of sorrows. So we're witnessing the beginning of sorrows. The beauty of it is once it hits, it's going to culminate. It's going to move fast. But what we see happening with Iran, Israel, it's not the end all be all just yet. All right, so we're one happy, but we're not too happy because we know other prophecies have to, be fulfilled. And we also know that there's going to be a great persecution. All right, right now we have this talking point of Iran sleeper cells being amongst, the American people. Why? Because you have Joe Biden, the left, allow all of these immigrants to flood into the United States, which, as a ruler, what sense does that make? This is how you know that both sides work together, because that mess that was made of the left is now being cleaned up by the right, which is Trump. But it's all being used to pull you into a new world, all right? And the talking point of Iranian sleeper cells being over here in America, which that's just the boogeyman of the day. Next week it'll be China, next week it'll be Russia. Yeah. And the true boogeyman is you Edomites, period, man.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. All right, especially you small hats and the leaders of this Western world, man. The elite bankers, man. Y'all are the true boogeyman that everybody needs to be looking at. But we foresee that something is getting ready to happen here on American soil. They need another 9/11 type event to justify, because what did 9/11 lead to? The Patriot Act, where the everyday civilians became enemies based upon something that a foreign or a group of people did. And that's the same thing that's getting ready to happen here now.
Yep.
Okay, so they have the talking point of Iranian sleeper cells. So what that means, what? More surveillance is coming. There's going to be more of a crackdown on people who oppose the ideology of Babylon. Okay, and pretty much, by the end of this year, sometime next year, we may not be on the highways and the byways anymore. Okay, this may be illegal, so it's high time to wake out of sleep, as the scriptures say. Seek ye Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua where he may be found. But let's get that in the book of Matthew. Anybody got anything?
Yeah. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
There you go. Yahweh Shai told us. So we're living in that time. We see the wars and the rumors of wars. You have little skirmishes, which the thing with Iran, they basically they telling them we getting ready to bomb y'all, so clear, It's letting you know it's not really that serious. But at the same time, we know that these things are going to culminate into a all-out brawl.
Yeah.
So be not troubled, be not overexcited, all right? Constantly keep your head on the swivel, but don't lose your shit thinking that tomorrow, World War III, we'd be out of here. Nah, it ain't gonna work like that. There's particular things that have to happen. Things will be rumors before they actually hit.
Yes.
Okay? So we have to, endurance, patience, because we thought when Obama came in that the end was gonna come.
Yeah.
And that was 2008.
Yeah. And then remember 2012?
2012, yep.
Yep.
We thought the end was coming.
Yeah.
The Y2K scare.
Oh yeah, 1999. Yeah.
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 So we know that ultimately the MOTB has to be instituted in a domestic attack, something happening here on American soil which we believe that's going to happen at some point soon, that can justify harder surveillance and then even the talking point of a micro CHIP. But read that again.
This is back in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right, so these things must come to pass. You're going to hear of wars, rumors of wars, all right, skirmishes, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. You're going to see Esau divided, okay, Trump arguing with Israel, Trump arguing with governors here in America. Okay, we're seeing many prophecies come to pass, but we know that it's not just the end yet.
Yeah.
Okay, but we rejoice and thank Yahweh Bashim Shai for the ability to see, because many people don't understand what's going on.
They don't. They, if I may,
Yeah.
A lot of them, just like you said, with all this confusion, you got what? You got mayors switching parties. You know, who was once upon a time, like as of late, Democratic to Republican.
Well, shit, Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a Democrat.
Yeah. The mayor down here, Mayor Eric Johnson, I believe. Jake. Yeah, he switched from Dem to Republican. You know, and that, Jake is, the Democratic Party has always been like a so-called coddling mechanism for Jake. You know what I'm saying? Being, spoon feeding Jake. Yeah. Really making excuses for Jake. Yep. If you will. Oh yeah, you guys are so oppressed. You've been done. But it's not. It don't come from a genuine place.
It's a snare, right?
Yeah. It's a political agenda thing.
Yep. Democracy is a snare.
Yeah.
And they always lead to tyranny.
Yeah.
When you deal with it historically, but it's a moral man.
Oh yeah, come on. This is verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences.
And see, these are all of the things we sin.
Yep.
So Yahweh Shai was spot on. There's going to be nation against nation. All right, we're going to see famines. There's worldwide famines, and there's a systematic famine, which Americans have so much. You can look in brothers' refrigerators right now. We got so much food. We used to that.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't understand. What the American people don't know and understand is that's going to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's going to be purpose. It's going to be on purpose. Something's getting ready to happen because things ain't moving fast enough for the elite.
Yeah.
Right. And this is why they're so sloppy right now.
Yeah.
And nobody believes Esau no more. This whole victim card that they playing with the small hats, it ain't working no more. Okay, so what are they going to do? They're getting ready to do something so that they can point the finger at a boogeyman.
Yeah.
And escape the ridicule that they get, because everybody's tired of the so-called white man.
That's right.
People are starting to figure out that Donald Trump is a farce. Came with this old talking point of he was going to be against the deep state, but he's pretty much surrounded by the deep state. Ooh. Go ahead.
You just mentioned that famine because we know, that's the most severe famine. I mean, the most severe famine is going to be us on the highways and byways.
Yeah.
They start stripping our videos, like as they've been doing, but really have a, from the highways and byways. And this came across my news briefing yesterday. It says Kroger is planning to close 60 stores over the next 18 months. And that's going to affect Jake. Anytime something comes down the pipeline, Jake's going to catch the brunt of it via Yahweh Bashim Shai. So Jake won't, Jake's been too goddamn comfortable since we've been here. We get it, we in captivity, but Jake got too relaxed. This isn't our rest. And when those grocery stores shut down, a lot of them is going to affect Jake. I believe they call them food deserts. They ain't gonna. Now Jake got to drive miles and miles just to get food. But in that time, when that does come, in order for you to drive across town, you're gonna have to get what? The seed. Right.
Yep, they're gonna be shutting the streets down.
Yep.
Something's getting ready to happen, man. We feel it through the spirit. Because Esau, he gotta move. He gotta come with it.
Yeah.
He knows that he has but a short time. So they're getting ready to bring about situations to justify losing their mind and surveilling you with robots walking the streets. All of that is coming.
Yep.
Right? Okay, but we're seeing everything that Yahweh Shai just said in that scripture, man. We're seeing famines, pestilences. All right, you got the talking point of another pandemic coming, which this ain't medical information, but there's a talking point of it.
Yeah.
Okay? And pretty soon, they're going to hit you from every angle. They can hit you with EMP. They can hit you with blackouts. They can hit you with, disease warfare. They can hit you with a terror attack. They can hit you with anything. All right? They can come at you from any angle right now to justify bringing some form of draconian measures. Problem, reaction, solution. You allow all these damn migrants over in here. All right, now you go say, we might have sleeper cells from Iran in here right after you get through bombing them and all this shit. Right. Oh, really? Okay, man.
Yeah. And that's and that's really validating Trump's deportation policy.
Yeah.
Because I think what they just continuing it, right? The judge, they was like, yeah, y'all good to keep continuing.
Yeah, because basically they're going to start deporting U.S. citizens.
Yeah.
U.S. citizens are going to be getting deported.
Yeah.
Boy. Nothing that they're doing, they're breaking all kind of laws with what they're doing. What Israel's doing, they're war crimes, and ultimately they're being held unaccountable because ultimately the Lord is going to judge them.
That's right.
They're not going to get any judgment from their own, because the UN is supposed to check them on a lot of the shit that they're doing, but America and Israel constantly vetoes because that's who controls it any goddamn way.
Right.
So these people have been able to rape, rob, murder, plunder, destroy, lie, and be unchecked. And now the average people are starting to see this is some BS.
That's right.
Everybody, it's a pastime now. Myron Gaines has went from cursing out the woman. Now this dude's just he's just going into full-blown news and prophecy.
Yeah. Him and Candace Owens going in.
Candace Owens, people, and we know some of them are controlled opposition, but the Lord is working through that too.
Yeah.
To get information out there, man. You devils are done, man.
Yeah.
This is 2nd Ezra 16, verse 18. Start at verse 17. It says, woe is me, who should deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and utter ruin, the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid.
And see, Yahweh Shai most likely got that whole talking point of the straight gate, the beginning of sorrows from Esdras. You see what I'm saying? Because he's saying the same thing.
And yep.
You know what I'm saying? so read that again.
It says, verse 17, 2nd Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrow.
Yeah, unless you know Esdras is here. Who will deliver me in those days? Why would he be worried about being delivered in those days? Because in the visions he saw himself. Habakkuk in the vision, he was like, Lord, they coming after us, help us. The prophets, when they saw these visions, some of them saw themselves in the vision. Because they would be here, they're here.
Yep.
The prophets of old are back here
That's right.
today in a lowly estate, bringing out the word.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't really get that.
Yeah. They can't fathom.
They can't fathom it.
Yeah, Ezra and Habakkuk, they back here with a taper fade,
Yep.
some Air Maxes, a big beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Airlines on, baby mama problems and shit. But the Lord got them back here with the wisdom, bringing out the word, man.
That's right.
That's what's being rebuilt here, man. Go ahead.
Back in verse 18. The beginning of sorrow and great mourning, the beginning of famine and utter ruin, the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid.
The mighty shall be afraid, man. All you thugs, all right, all of these tough guys, these tough guy Israelites,
Super thug.
you know what I'm saying? You all gonna be through. It's gonna be, the spirit gonna have to be on you to get through what's coming.
Right.
The scriptures say the mighty man's gonna be crying bitterly in that day. See? It's not gonna be about the sword. It's not gonna be about having muscles. It's not gonna be about jumping high as hell, coming from the free throw, how many guns you got. It's gonna be about if the Lord is with you. And that's what's gonna make the stock of the men of the Lord rise to where Isaiah 4:1 is gonna take place. Go ahead.
It says the beginning of war, and the mighty shall be afraid, the beginning of calamity, and all shall tremble. What shall I do when these evils shall come? When these evils shall come? Those evils, you know. That's what it says in Ephesians 5, around 15th verse, you know. that's being circumspect, knowing these things that are coming past. All right, everything is said is the beginning. Everything that's going to happen is going to happen all around you. Like you said, you're seeing all the rambling that's going on with these different kingdoms, which is what they call them nations now. With Israel over there, with and Iran, America. At the same time, it's in your same neighborhood, you're starting to see things happening too. Dwindle down. Like, best believe the lack of food is going to be ramping up. You're going to start. It's going to get to a point where you go to the store and you ain't gonna be able to go buy no ground beef. All right, or you're gonna go buy ground beef and you think it's gonna be $10 or $11, it's gonna be $40 or $50. These things are happening. Why? Because everything revolves around this whole economy that is basically breaking down, and the foundation of it is crumbling.
Right. Even if they shut down that what's that, Gulf of Hormuz? If they shut that down, that's gonna have trickle effects on your everyday lives. Everything that they're doing really makes it worse on the working class.
Yeah. and they tell you every day to your face, especially with this AI. You got CEOs who's already in place. Like, look, a lot of this is gonna cut jobs.
Yeah.
They're really trying to do away with you humans, man. They've done all they need to do with you.
They're trying to destabilize all of the economies of the world, so that they can justify bringing in a new world order. They're doing. The Lord is doing it, but He's doing it through the left hand. Okay, World War III. They even have it planned. Okay, the scriptures prophesied World War III, but Esau has it in his mind. This is what we're going to do too. All right, the necessary players, that's going to be involved. Esau, it was Albert Pike. He talked about. The 3 world wars.
Yeah, him and the other dude. Yeah.
Well, the scriptures ultimately prophesied it, but the Lord is doing it through His left hand.
Right.
Esau, Edom, the elites, and they think they're in control. All right, but they're going to find out very soon that they're not in control. You see?
Because the elder mentioned how we're going to need the Lord in the coming time. This is Isaiah 33:6. And the reason, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And, the knowledge and the wisdom is what's going to get us through the coming times, man. And when you read in Psalm, the 91st chapter, the knowledge and wisdom is that secret place of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the names come with that. You know what I'm saying? So with this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding that we have, it's going to guide us in the coming times. And you're going to need that. If you don't have this knowledge, the majority of the nation of Israel, they don't have this knowledge, man. And they're going to be, that's why the majority of our people are relying on Esau, this government, man, to basically save them,
Right.
And it says the fear of the Lord is his treasure, because through the fear is how you receive the knowledge, man. You don't have the fear of the Lord. He's not going to give this knowledge to you, man. It can't dwell in a malicious soul. And the majority of our people, that's the spirit that they have.
Even these leaders, you got Jake eating fucking In-N-Out sandwiches on the videos. That shows you Jake is not dwelling with wisdom right now.
Right,
Jake,
right.
the Lord has shown he's drawn a line in the sand a long time ago.
Right.
You got Chief Ephraim popping up with the fringes on his wave cap.
That was crazy.
It's serious. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Boy.
It's like, come on. Jake just takes everything too far. But he's still going back and forth about the mark of the beast. It should be clear what the mark of the beast is.
Right.
Yeah. So Jake is playing games, man. Jake is just in a reprobate. All right, here it is. We get to the very end. This don't mean that. This don't mean hell is over here. Hell is a literal lake over in the land of Basra.
Yeah.
This ain't that. That ain't this. The least of the flock talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Every time you look up, it's just a new breakdown. Some camp doing something weird. You got IUIC pestering Christians.
Right.
Wow.
Like, what do the Israelites need to say to the Christians in 2025?
Right.
They know where we are. If they want to come learn, they will come out and leave that mess alone. You go into these churches bringing out Deuteronomy. No Christian want to hear no Deuteronomy, bro. They're not trying to hear that.
Right.
And in the process, you put a stain on the ministry.
That's right.
We did it. That has been done when we first came in. Let's go to the churches.
That was that didn't last a long
It didn't
time.
last long. It was like, why are we doing this? This is stupid.
Yep.
But you got these dudes with leaders that have been around for years, and they haven't come to the conclusion. Why are you going and standing in front of the church screaming with a microphone? The black woman walking by, you know,
Yeah.
what you got on St. pants, sister.
Yep.
What is it saying? Give me Deuteronomy, but the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth to a man.
Right.
Bro,
That's,
that's not the spirit, man.
Yeah.
that's kindergarten play, bro.
Yeah.
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
And I think they surrounded the church.
Yeah.
They surrounded
Yeah.
the church like
Oh
this.
yeah, I did a lesson on it. Yeah. Being really and we seen that as what? As also that's a form being seen of men.
Yep.
You want to be seen of men, like bro. Y'all know exactly where to go to preach at, bro.
Right.
And I said that during through the video about that in Atlanta, that 2819 protest against that preacher.
And the preacher's a very low-level guy.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell is he?
Leave them people alone, bro.
Leave them niggas alone.
They catfish,
But
man.
what's happening is a lot of these camps got to do stuff like that because Esau's getting ready to make his move. Okay, when you see Jake marching, there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
Okay, and those marches had to be approved by the state.
That's right.
Okay, the cities you had to get a permit. You can't just march with big, large numbers like
Uh-huh.
that and they got to stop traffic. You have to have permission to do that. So with that, a lot of these guys are under these 501c3s, or they're taking some sort of deal, and their handlers are telling them how to move.
Yeah.
And what's being set up is an accusation to link us with, all right, which they're gonna do it any goddamn way. All right, but you shouldn't be doing things that are out of the spirit anyway.
That's right.
Either way it go, they're gonna link us to domestic terror. They're gonna try to say we did this, do that. The history repeating itself proves that.
Yep.
But what are you doing? And why are you guys moving so funny?
Man.
Okay, and it's nowhere to run or hide when it comes to the MOTV.
That's right.
So y'all can come with these gimmicks, y'all can keep playing games, but the truth of the matter, prophecy is coming to pass, man. And prophecy is going to silence every goddamn body, man.
Right.
Everybody's going to be silenced by prophecy. Is the final prophecy answers all things. Prophecy determines who was telling the truth and who was lying. Okay, and there's many false prophets in Israel right now playing games.
Yeah.
Okay.
The actions prove that they're going against prophecy.
Yeah.
Go to the highways and byways, man, and that's that, man.
Yeah.
The Lord, what it says in Romans, Apollo's water, I forget how it goes, but the Lord will give the increase.
Yep.
Won't go surround no church and out there acting a fool, man. You making a target on yourself, but it's okay. That's on y'all, you
And
know?
get that simplicity in Yahweh Shai, because here it is. When did Yahweh Shai do that? If anything, people were coming up to him.
That's right.
He didn't go bothering people and trying to force people to do. No, man. He just did the work.
That's right.
And the result was the increase, which was the fruit, man.
That's right.
He planted the seed and what? Ultimately the fruit sprung up. He didn't go around, because the scriptures tell you to dust your feet off to a place where it ain't accepting you. The Christian church is not accepting the Israelites like that.
Nah.
Come on, man. If anything, people who are leaving the church are going to find a camp near them and come out and listen. Was you about to say something?
Yeah, you remember it's probably like seven years ago when ISUBK was running that little ad, and they had them Christian preachers handing over the keys to the church.
Yeah.
Remember that? Madness, bro.
Give it.
It's folly. It's folly, bro.
It's played out.
That's right.
We're too close to the end. The Hebrew Israelites are in the driver's seat through the Holy Spirit. All we have to do is watch these people lose their mind. Why are Israelites going to the Christian church in 2025 screaming Leviticus, Deuteronomy? Go ahead.
God, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve,
What does it say above that?
for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy.
That's cool. Yeah,
Oh, start right there. Okay, so this is verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband.
Right, and Paul was set up, to keep Israel's mind right with their mission, because sheep go astray, man. Jake is looking for a reason to go astray, so you got to constantly remind Jake, this is the mission. Stop, don't do that. You don't need to do that. Go this, and Jake has not listened. Okay? Jake wanted to do what they wanted to do. Now look at the camps who never hearkened. Look at Eleazar. Look at Deacon. Look at them. They never hearkened. Now look at them. Nigga eating a fish sandwich on camera. Talking about In-N-Out got a new sandwich, y'all. This is a leader.
Wow.
Joke.
It's a joke, man. Chief eating. These are leaders, but they never hearken. Now they're eating the fruits of their own way. Their ministries through, you know, they of course you got a bunch of zombies. You good video, but at the end of the day, you're not. Your doctrine's all over the place. You're not rooted. We get to the very end, you don't know what this is. This ain't that. That ain't this. So the people who are following you, as the priest just brought out, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of your time.
That's right.
If you're not stable going into these times, you're going to look for an excuse to fold.
Right.
Or the Lord's just going to have a troop just beat your ass and you're just going to go back to the spirit world.
Yeah.
Okay?
This is back in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you a chaste virgin to Hamashiach.
Right. And see, you do that by keeping your eyes single. Again, the woman, when she's in her betrothal, all right, what did Paul say? I've espoused you to one husband. Mm-hmm. During the betrothal period, the woman ain't going in all the way. No, she's fixated on her mission.
That's right.
Okay, what do I need to do to be pleasing unto this man? How does he want me to smell? What does he want me to learn how to cook? What type of energy is he in? What type of music should I like? What type of smell? What type of incense? When he come home, should I have burning? What can I do to be a pleasing wife? That's what we as the nation of Israel should be doing for Yahweh Bashim Shai, preparing ourselves, as the scriptures say, the bride maketh herself ready. How's the bride make herself ready? Well, during the betrothal period, she's preparing herself, man.
That's right.
So all of this shit Israel's doing is outside of the mission that Yahweh Bashim Shai has given us via the straight gate. Jake don't want to go through the straight gate. It's too boring. So you don't make a whole lot of money from it. You don't get famous, right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach.
So there's simplicity in Yahweh Shai. It's a complex mission, but it's a very simple thing that we've been commanded to do. Okay? Jake wants matching t-shirts. Just put the garment on, bro. You know, everybody got to be the same color. You got to walk in formation. All right? The Lord never told us to do that. Marching up and down the street. Esau is a fucking fool. I know you and you. And Peter, Jake looking at this is they doing it.
Right. Jake easily be swindled. Yeah. The Lord know that about his people, man. Jake see a cadence and rhythm. Oh, that must be it.
He's some real serious brothers. They militant.
They got the boots on.
The boots. And it's like, okay, how is that forward in the ministry? Okay, the people see you in large numbers, but you can easily take three of those men each and set up camps on every corner and just preach.
That's it.
That's a lot of Israelites.
All right.
That's right.
Then a lot of these dudes is not being vetted. So you got agents up in there. Not to say you can't have agents in Great Millstone, but the agent go have to work. He go have to work.
Yeah.
He go have to show. He go have to pass the test.
Yeah.
He can show up sometime for 2 years, 3 years before you get in.
Yep.
You don't just get in like that no more. You know, them days are gone.
That's right.
But you got these camps, they don't vet guys. Okay, one week he comes up, the next week he's a reader. That's how some of these dudes be moving, man.
Yeah.
So you don't know, you got sleeper cells among you.
Yep.
Okay? So we have to keep our minds fixated on the simplicity in Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. It was a very big thing, but it was a very simple, he just stuck to it. I'm doing my Father's will. I'm here to do my Father's will, not my own.
That's right.
Okay? You know how rich Yahweh Shai could have got? In that, you know, he could have been the man. He was the man, but he came from his heavenly position to come on earth and serve.
Right. That's right.
Before you get the prize, you got to serve. And that's what we've been called to do via this ministry. Okay? ministers of the new covenant. We're serving for the purpose of it all being culminated and brought in together, man.
That's right.
Yep.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 16. For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. For necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. Yeah, so with that, if you don't come in sincerity, bro, the Lord is gonna definitely put a lot of y'all in a trick bag, man. Because you're playing games like the elder is saying, man. Why is it necessary for you to go to Baptist church, Christian church, then disrespecting the ministry and playing games, eating fish and burgers on camera with a vanilla Coke? You know, bro. If you're gonna do that, have the decency to do it off camera. But
why does Jake got to press record to show that he got a sandwich from In and Out? A leader.
Yeah. That is, sadly enough, you're revered, bro, and you don't take that as a level of seriousness. But when your reputation was on the line, what did you do? You took that very serious.
Right.
From fake ass alligator tears, bro.
And I mean that what it said, necessity
Uh-huh.
it was laid upon them.
Yeah.
It says in the fact of being required.
Mm.
It was required to teach. Because
Yeah.
necessity was laid upon them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why they're acting the way they're acting.
Yeah.
You know?
They got caught up in all of those side missions. Now look at their ministry. You know, they wanted to do this, they wanted to do that. The simplicity in Yahweh Shai was born unto them. I remember one year, Alizar said, I'm not doing no boring Passover like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, now look at them.
Oh, the honey wine situation.
Well, yeah, it was just a situation where it was like, you ain't got to be doing all that on your Passover. He was like, I'm not, y'all are Stone Age. He said, we're stuck in the Stone Age. You know, I'm not doing that boring ass Passover like y'all. We go have fun. Israel like to have fun. Well, there's a time and place for everything, man. There's holy days associated with fun and mirth. The Passover is a solemn assembly.
Yeah.
Then Jake will bring up Hezekiah's Passover where they were happy because they hadn't kept it in so long. But is Hezekiah the author and the finisher of your faith?
Mm.
No, Yahweh Shai is the author and the finisher of our faith. So we're going to pattern our Passovers to the best of our ability after his doing, man.
Yeah.
And it was, and during that time, Yahweh Shai knew he was getting ready to be sacrificed. He knew why he came to the earth. Imagine knowing that. We know what we getting ready to have to go through. So that by default puts brothers in a heavy spirit, on edge. And the woman ain't gonna get it. Your children ain't gonna get it. They expect you to, constantly, be in this particular spirit. But we got a lot on our mind.
That's right.
That night, Yahweh Shai was snappy. He was pacing back and forth, arguing with his men like, y'all can't stay up. Meanwhile, you got niggas partying. He knew he was getting ready to be crucified. He knew he was getting ready to be lied on. He knew he was getting ready to be numbered with the transcript. He had to fulfill Isaiah 53. He knew it. So by default, he was in a heavy spirit. There was a particular spirit he was in. Does that mean he didn't laugh here and there? No, but the simplicity in Yahweh Shai is not interesting enough to a nigga.
Yeah.
So he has to do all of these side missions, try to make it about this and that, and we doing this, we doing that, putting all of the focus on them, where Yahweh Shai gets no shine. We supposed to give him the glory. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. We get our glory later. We gonna shine, don't get it twisted. We gonna have marriages, we gonna have family, we gonna have all of that. But now is not the time for all of that. You just do the best you can with what you got until ultimately this system starts collapsing, and we're only gonna flourish in the spirit. This place gotta go.
Yep.
And Jake is not adamant about this place falling.
They're not moving with urgency.
They're not moving with urgency, man. This place is hell, man.
Yeah.
The more you grow in the spirit, the more you should be angry at this place.
Yep.
And you don't let it consume you. But this is, as a man, you should be offended. Women too, but as a man teaching his word, going into these scriptures and knowing how, this place is offensive, man. You start looking at things, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
This is why Esau got to go, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and now you see a large number of Israelites popping up trying to take the heat off of Esau. Esau ain't the white man.
Meanwhile, you about to come down with holy hell on your ass, man.
Oh yeah, you go find out who Esau is.
Man.
Yeah, that's why Jake, who's playing games like that, bro. I really don't care to hear their alts about Esau, bro.
Yeah.
I really, bro. Pardon my French, but a bitch ass nigga can't tell me nothing about the so-called white man. I really don't want to hear your issues with Esau at this point, cause y'all niggas is straddling the fence.
Yeah.
Particular sects of Israelites, and then dumbass niggas out in the world, just straight up, bro. Because when we been given a spirit to align who Satan is, who the devil is on earth, we're wrong, But when you're alluding to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 21 on down, then you want to cry. Then you want to cry wolf.
Right.
But here it is. You had from Abba Bivens all the way to the apostles until 2025. Y'all want to try to combat all the groundwork that the apostles, bishops, and
Right.
elders been doing, bro.
Right.
That's bullshit.
A lot of
bro.
that going on. I got a precept.
Come on.
This is Sirach 37. I start at 10. Consult not with one that suspected thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous, neither with the coward in a matter of wars.
Woo.
So these dudes are cowards. They're not on the front lines.
Right.
So you can't consult with a guy like that. At the very end, it's clear what the MOTB is. It's clear who Esau is, and he wants to do a video saying otherwise. That's a coward.
Yeah.
The Lord just don't have the spirit on you, man. It says, nor with the merchant concerning exchange, because he's gonna bid for his own interest. Okay. It says, nor with the buyer of selling, nor with the envious man of thankfulness, nor with the unmerciful man touching kindness, nor with the slothful for any work. A lot of these dudes are slothful.
Right.
The scripture says your eyes shall see your teachers, man. These dudes don't have no street ministry, but they just sit back and pretty much, a lot of them are making money, but what they do is they just talk about the camps all day. Now, granted, a lot of these camps are going off, but what are you doing? Guys like Prince of the Power, okay? Nigga that warmed the honey bun up for 3 seconds, take it out right when it's warm enough. That type of nigga. It's a big bitch ass nigga, man.
Yeah.
We hate you niggas, man. Y'all are not right. You're not men of the Lord, and nothing is gonna get done in that spirit. The work has got done through the men of the Lord. Okay, primarily start with the apostles, bishops, and the elders being proactive about preaching and going out to the highways and the byways, man. So why should we consult with you in a matter of war, or your slothful ass when it comes to work? It says, nor with an idle servant concerning business. It says, nor with an hireling for a year finishing work. Now, a hireling, we know how the scriptures talk about the hireling flee. Somebody get that in John the 10th chapter. Gotta close that curtain.
Oh, that's bull.